from this model folder which you asked yesterday. As we create the model folder, by that we can able to group the models together. As we have the less models, we doesn't require the model folder, but when we have the more models, we can able to group the models under this model folder.
Okay.
As I can create a model folder and give the description, and we can able to drag the models to the model folder. And we have another object type called as a submodel. The submodel is useful. Like for example, under the model, I had 1,000 data stores, and if I want to group those data stores, I can use this submodel. You understand the submodel purpose? The submodel is under the model. I can able to create a submodel. By that, I can able to logically group my data stores under this submodel.
Okay. So a model can have multiple submodels, huh?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay.
As I can create a new submodel. For example, I created a new submodel and I have given the name as a geography, and I can make my data stores to be the part of this submodel. When you are doing
Okay.
this, I can do the logical, I can do automatically distribution, I can do, or manually I can drag and drop my data stores into this submodel.
Okay.
Manually we can able to drag and drop, or else we can able to do the automatic distribution. As if you
Okay.
want to do with an automatic distribution, we need to have an RKM knowledge module is required. As an
Okay.
automatic distribution, if you want to do, I need to have the knowledge module. As you can see in the submodel, we go to the distribution and we define as an automatic distribution, and we give the mask. For example, here given as a sales underscore GEO. That means whichever the table is having the name starting with the sales underscore GEO, those all the tables will be the part of this submodel. For example, I had a tables like sales underscore GEO1, sales underscore GEO2, like that I have some 100 tables I have. By giving this mask, all those 100 tables will be the part of this submodel.
Okay. So
And I can,
submodel is sorry, Prem. Submodel is always within one. You can say within one model. So if there are many tables, so breaking the tables into submodels with respect to one model, right?
yes, correct.
Okay. Okay.
As we have one model, as we have 1,000 tables we have, rather than
Mm-hmm.
creating all the 1,000 tables as the data stores into the single model, we logically
Yeah.
group them and we'll make it as a different submodels we make. Under the
Okay.
submodel, we keep those data stores that can be done automatic distribution or manual distribution.
Okay.
And I can create the data stores by doing a reversing process. As a right click on the new, or manually we can create the data store. Manually I can create a data store for the flat file. Like this only we created a new data store. Even
Okay.
even the database technology model also I can create a new data store.
Manually also.
Manually also I can create it.
Okay.
Whereas we created manually only for the file technology we created, but other
Yeah.
technology also where we can able to manually create the data store like this.
Okay.
And we can add an attributes and type and length, like that we can able to define it.
Mm-hmm.
And after creating this, if you want to make reflect this back to my database level, even that also we can do it.
It means we can cancel it, huh?
No, we want to make this table to be created in the backend database, even that I can do that.
Oh, nice. Very, yeah, nice scenario.
Uh, where we can able to create a table structure from a ODI itself, and where we can able to generate the DDL, and the DDL we can able to execute at the back end, and we can able to create the table as well.
Oh, nice.
And we have the constraints we have in my ODA, like based on my database constraints. Like we have a database constraint like a primary key, foreign key, and we have a constraints. Whatever the constraints is defined at my DB level, those are the constraints we are going to get it in my ODA also. For example, the primary key constraint is defined in my ODA. Those constraints it was going to bring into my ODI also.
Yeah.
And those constraints which we can able to check the quality of the data in the ODA, we can able to use it to check the quality of the data. Any violations are there? As if you want to check the violations, we can check the violations.
Okay.
For example, as I had some region ID column, whereas my database level, this column is not mandatory column, for example.
Hmm.
But I want to make this column as a mandatory column. I can make it as a mandatory column like this. As a mandatory checkbox, I need to check. Then I can able to check for the region ID is a mandatory, or any record is not having the region ID. It was going to mark that record as a error record.
Okay.
Like that, as I want to check the quality of the data, I can able to do that. And
Okay.
how you want to check this error? Whether do you want to check the error when the data is loading time you want to check, or before loading or after loading you want to check? As if you want to do the before loading and after loading, if you want to check, we go with the static check. The flow control check if you select, while the data loading time itself it can check with the error.
Okay.
That means
Okay.
whenever we define the constraint, this we are going to tell this constraint has to work in the flow control, or whether it has to be happen in the static control. Static is before and after. Flow is when the data is loading time.
Okay. Okay. Loading time. Okay. I think only these two. Okay. These are the three validations, right? Before and after static and flow control validations.
Yes, correct.
Check.
Yes, correct.
Three checks. Okay.
Two checks.
And
As if you go with a static check, it will do the before and after.
okay. So
Flow
we can
control.
category as a two. Okay.
Yes, yes. Static and flow. Static
Okay.
is the one which checks the both the before and after.
Mhm. Okay. And this is also done by CKM
CK.
is used here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
CKM is useful for this purpose.
Okay. Okay. Before
And
and after static and flow while loading. Okay.
and when you want to check new constraints, when you want to define the new constraints, for example, the DB level, it is not there, the primary key. But I want to make the column as a new primary key, I want to define it. Then I can go with the
Hmm.
new key, and I can select as a primary key, and I can select the column. By that, the column, the region ID column was going to be defined as a primary key. By that, it should be the mandatory column, and as well it should be the unique value.
Okay.
Like that, I can define the primary key if it is not available at the database level. If the database level primary key is there, automatically that also was going to bring into my ODI as well.
Okay. Okay. If database not there, then we are creating primary key.
Yes, correct. And I can go and check control tab, and I can go and check this flow and static check. And if you go and click the tick mark, it was going to tell how many errors are there, how
Okay.
many number of error records are there as a primary key. If we made that as a primary key column, and it was going to count and give you the number of error records.
Okay. So your error records example, Prem,
For example,
Say,
one region ID value is blank.
okay, okay,
That was going to treat as a one error record.
okay, okay,
One region ID we are having a one. Another record also having the region ID value as a one.
okay, duplicate.
Yeah. Then it was going to treat as a one more error. Like this, we are going to have the two errors.
Okay, 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 nice.
In similar way, I can create a reference. The foreign key column I can create.
Mm-hmm.
Foreign key reference. By that, as we are going to check with the reference table. For example, as we have the table in the SRC region table, for example, SRC city table, it is mapped to my SRC region.
Mm.
And as we had a foreign key column is available in this SRC city table, the region value should be have the link in the region table. As the link is not there, then it was going to throw you an error.
Okay,
Like this, we can tell the column which we require to use. We can able to tell the region ID column is the one foreign key column mapping to my primary key column.
mm-hmm.
And we can create the complex reference also, not based on the single column, as we have an expression, as we can define an expression also for the complex reference. And even this reference also, we have an option here, flow control, static control, we can check, and down click on the check button. We are going to give the count, how many number of error records are there, the count we can able to see.
Okay.
And if you want to
That
create a condition, yeah,
so sorry, Prem. That complex reference, I'm just yeah hearing newly. Okay, when we do the
complex
yeah.
reference is not based on
Mm.
the column to one column to. Generally we have a foreign key column, primary key column,
Mm. Yeah.
but as we have a complex one where we have some expression we need to do. For example, the city ID I want to divide with the 1000, that value I want to compare with the region ID.
Okay,
I
okay.
want to
After
use some
performing
formula.
some calculation and comparing.
Yes,
So calculation and comparing the value within the
two
reference
tables.
table or
Yeah,
which table?
two table. For example,
Uh,
city ID is the table which column is available in one table, whether
hmm,
region ID is available in the SRC region table,
hmm.
whereas the city ID is the column available in the city table. As
Okay.
these two tables we have a reference, but as not directly the column name. We use the formula like city ID value has to be divided with the 1000.
To become the region ID. Understood.
Yes, correct.
Region ID is derived from the city ID. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Instead of instead of directly matching, got it.
Values
This
val-
this city ID is equal to that region ID. So calculate the city ID and whatever output just match with region ID. Okay.
correct.
Okay. Hmm.
And I can create a new condition. If we have any constraints, if we have, we'll get that constraint. Otherwise, we can create manually the condition. For example, the phone number here, the city population should be above 1000. Then only I
Hmm.
want to take that record is a valid record, because this type of condition is not there at my DB level, or in that application level they may have that one, but as a DB level we don't have it. We may have a chance
Hmm.
of having the error records, or while loading the data it may have the error record can be loaded. To avoid it, I'm defining this condition. By that, as
Okay.
when you're loading the data, it won't load that particular record.
These conditions are decided by requirements only, right, Prem?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm. Okay.
If already DB level it is there, we'll get that condition automatically. If the DB
Mm-hmm.
level is not there, as we need to get the condition based on the people who is going to use the target one, based on that we are going to define it.
Okay. And before implementing some in ODI, that requirement yeah, it should be thoroughly analyzed and understood, right? Any queries we
Yes,
should be
yes,
clarified
yes,
before
yes,
starting.
yes, yes, yes. For example, as we are loading some table data, As the table data, any validations you want to define.
Mm-hmm.
All the data do you want to load, or do you want to define any validations?
You should ask this question.
Mm. For example, the
Mm-hmm.
source application, the population is there as a negative value. Do you want to load the data?
Negative. Yeah. We need to put this question, right?
Yeah.
For the negative value, still you need that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. First, we should get the sample data. We should analyze during the requirement phase and track the questions and get them answered, right?
Yeah, that's what. We
Uh,
need to,
uh,
for
uh,
that, we need to do the auditing has to be done with the data. We
okay.
understand your
Okay.
data model. We need to see the quality of the data.
Uh-huh.
And if you have any documentation is there for the model, that means the database schema and the tables and those things, we can use those. But if it is not implemented any business rules, or we don't know what the data and what type of validations are there, we need to find out and we need to define those validations.
Okay.
For that, I need to explore the data and I need to see the data values and how the distribution of the values. And based on that, we are going to add the constraints and we test the constraints. By that, as we see,
Okay.
the quality of the data is there in my database, whichever we are trying to propagate.
Okay. Okay.
As to explore the data, I can go right click on it. I can go with the data where I can able to see the data.
Mm.
And
Okay.
even
Right on.
as if you go, as you can see the two options we have, data and view data. Whereas the
Mm.
data we can able to edit the values also.
Okay. Okay.
As if
That
you go with the data, I can able to edit the values also. But as if you go with the view data, we cannot edit the values.
okay. That is the difference. I
Yes.
got it now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I can able to view data and I click on the header and I can do the sorting and I can able to find the distribution. By that I can see how many number of records are there with the city ID 70, with the city ID 35, how many records are there, like this we can able to count the number of occurrences, we can count it as well.
Okay. Even counting can be done through GUI level only. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Go with the column wise, you go see the data. It was going to see how many number of times it is available, as we can see that.
Okay.
And as if you go with the one, click on this first button, new query, and even we can able to write the query as well. Rather than
Oh,
going to the SQL developer and executing the query, I can write the query here. By that, it was going to connect to my underlying physical schema, and the query will be executed on that physical schema.
okay. We have both option. Yeah. UI as well as query. Mm.
And I can define the new business rules in my ODI. We can define apart from the definitions which we got from the database.
Business rules on what case we are writing, Prem?
Because the database level, they don't have that business rule. But in my target, I need to have that business rule.
Uh-huh. Target.
Well,
Okay.
for example, target is my, this is a population is the target table column, for example. And
Okay.
in my source they have the data. Some garbage data also is there. When loading the data, whether the population negative value, do you want to allow it or not?
At the target level filtration while loading to target.
Because I don't want to load the data because that is a garbage data. Why I want to load the garbage data?
Mm-hmm.
Because those quality check is not there in the source application, for example.
Mm-hmm.
If it is there, then we don't have the error record. But as we have identified some error records are there, like this, we have some garbage data. Then
Okay.
we need to define the constraint. By that, before loading the data, I want to throw into the error table. I want to get those error records.
Okay. So it can be done from data staging to target, or it can also be done from source to data staging.
Yes, yes.
Business rule, both side it can be applied, no?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Because
as
the
to staging
source,
and
yeah, for example,
hmm,
the source people, they may allow you to make the rule to be defined at the source level, or if they allow, you can define it, and we can identify the error records in the source table itself. By that, we can
hmm,
find
hmm.
out the records, and we need to ask the source people to fix that records.
Okay, okay, got
For
it.
example, the target is the one. For example, target is used by you, your team itself. We are going to use the target. You can define your own rule. You can define it.
Hmm,
But the
hmm, hmm,
target is going to be used by somebody reporting team is using your target, for example. The
hmm.
reporting team has to confirm this is a validation which I want to do because of this
Oh,
records loading with this population less than 1000, less than zero, it is allowing, and by that the total population count, if you go, I'm getting an error because of the one record is there as a negative value which is wrongly input,
hmm, 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 hmm.
as that is
And
affecting my quality of the data. That is the one the target people has given you. Then we need to define this validation rule on the target. By that, the record was not going to be inserted, and we'll have an error record. That error record details has to be asked to the shows people, and they need to fix that one.
okay, okay, yeah. To by either myself is the user or the other target people will be there.
Yes,
We need to
yes,
check with them to apply the rules. Yeah.
yes, correct. And whatever the constraints we are given, we can go with the check, and we can see the number of error records. And as here we are getting only the number of errors only we are getting, but as if you want to see in the actual error records, if I want to see, I need to go to the model, go to the right click, go to the control tab, and we need to click on the check. Then I can able to check for the actual error records I can able to see. Otherwise, here we are only getting the count, how many error records, but I cannot
Correct.
see what is an exact record is an error. I cannot see it. As if you
Yeah.
want to see the exact error, I need to go with the control, go with the check.
Okay. This is important to see the
Yes,
detail level error. Yeah.
yes.
Model and control and check. Okay.
Then it was going to create a session, and my operator I can see the logs. Then afterwards, if you go right click, go to the control and see the error, I can see the error records.
And Prem here, what you said after clicking this control and check. So I'll go the detail level error. So you are telling once again we need to go
Yeah,
to
yeah,
operation operator.
yeah. Operator, and we need to see the CKM has got successfully executed or not.
Mm-hmm.
Once the CKM is
Okay.
executed successfully, then only we'll have the error record will be created. For example, the
Okay.
CKM
Okay.
itself has, because CKM is successful or failure, I need to watch from the operator.
Okay. Okay. Just to ensure that CKM executed or not, because
Yes.
as I am getting the errors, whether any problem with the CKM we are checking. If
For
CKM
example,
also execute.
sometimes the CKM itself has a problem because of the
Okay.
CKM, my operation has not done successful. Then if you go and see the
Mm-hmm.
control errors, it shows no errors because that the
Mm-hmm.
operation itself failed.
Okay.
That is the
Understood.
reason we need to check whether the successfully executed that CKM or not. By that it has identified the errors or not.
Okay.
So
And
let me.
if CKM fails, we need how we can
Yeah,
we need to
I'll
rerun CKM or we need to
yeah, yeah.
reload the things. Okay.
I will show you. I will show you that. I will show you that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now I want to find out the reference. I want to find out the reference, and I want to find out the phone number length. Some condition I want to have it. The reference one I want to have it, and phone number I want to have. Go
Okay.
to the next page. Go to the next page. I want to do the duplication of my MySQL one. Go, go. Yeah. I want to duplicate, and I want to create a new copy, and that one I want to use it.
Oh, got it. You want to
Go to the
duplicate the
MySQL one.
model or?
duplicate the
Okay.
model,
Okay.
go to the ODI Studio, MySQL 1, right click, duplicate selection. Yes. Yes. Now double click on the copy of MySQL SRC when is got created. Double click on it. Go with the PDF. MySQL orders application or some name you take it. You take MySQL
MySQL.
orders application 1, for example.
Okay. Okay.
You copy and PDF you can copy it.
Okay.
MySQL underscore order application 1. Not that is the code. Top is the value.
Okay. Okay.
MySQL.
So this one, no? My
The
but
previous one.
this one.
Rename it to, for example, you can see in the B step in the first line. In the B step first line, can you see? And rename it.
First, okay. Okay. This one, no? Oh.
Yeah,
This
correct.
one?
Yes, correct.
As it is small letters.
Underscore 1. Yeah. And down code also you copy and paste. Save it.
Changing the code of model may cause
Yeah,
errors
yeah, yeah,
in.
yeah, 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 yeah. Warning it is.
And no need to do the reverse engineer for duplicating, right?
You see whether do you have the model, do you have the data stores are there or not, you see?
Okay. Okay. Even data source came. Okay. Not required. Nice.
Now expand the this new model MySQL. There you can see SRC customer. For example, expand an SRC customer. See the constraints, expand the constraints. The primary key constraint is there, for example. Double click on the primary. That means this primary constraint, how we got it? Based on my database.
Yeah.
This constraint
Okay.
is there. Based on my database, this constraint has come as the primary key constraint. If you
Yeah.
want, you can go to the MySQL workbench. MySQL workbench.
Okay. Here. My SQL workbench.
Correct. And from the administration, go to the schemas. Down, you can see the administration schemas. Go to the schemas. Yeah.
Okay.
And go with the tables. SRC city. SRC customer, sorry. SRC customer. Can you see foreign keys? Can you close the tab here? The query tab, query one is there. That one you close. SRC city also you close. Can you see now as a customer? Go with the columns, expand. These are the columns, you can see it.
Okay.
Okay. Go to the foreign keys, expand the foreign keys.
No foreign key.
No
Okay.
foreign keys, because wantedly we not define the foreign key relation between this customer table to the other table. The reference is not defined.
Understood.
And
Because
if,
you want to show me the design. Got it.
yes, yes. Generally, otherwise we'll have the reference will be there, but as here we not define, the reference is not defined.
Okay. Okay.
But primary key is defined. The custody is treating as a primary key. Double click on the
Yeah.
custody.
I'm not able to see on the right side.
No, it won't see the here the custody. Right click, and we need to right click on the custody.